Here is an unlimited power GPS watch from Garmin. This is specifically the Instinct 3 Tactical, and behind it is its predecessor, the Instinct 2X Solar Tactical. And a lot of people want to know, what is the difference? This is the newer watch. It should have all the newer features on it. Is it worth it for me to upgrade? That's what we're going to discuss in this video. Is it still unlimited power? Can you just keep going without charging it, right? Which is, of course, one of the main reasons they sold so many of these. That's what we're going to discuss. So first off, I am not sponsored by Garmin whatsoever. They have no idea I'm doing this video. I am an agenda-free YouTuber, so I get to literally say whatever I want about this after I real-world test these and use these. I am not paid. I paid these watches out of my own money for y'all to enjoy. So if you are interested in purchasing these watches, I recommend using Amazon affiliate links. It does help the channel out a little bit. I get a few cents, few bucks from you doing that. So, not sponsored whatsoever. All right, let's dive into it. What is the difference between these two? Is it worth it for you to upgrade? First off, as you can see, we're going to dive in here a little bit closer. The screen. The screen pretty much gives it away, in my opinion, of showing what is the second generation, what is the third generation. They did some minor upgrades that are improvements, right? First off, as its predecessor, the 2X, you can see here how it had that kind of orange-red tinge around the outside. Those are the solar panels that would pull in light. Now the 3 still has that, they just did away with that orange tinge, right? And it is still reasonably performing the same, which we'll dive into here in a second. But also, you may be able to see this on screen, is the clarity. The clarity of the 3 is definitely improved over the 2X. This one was kind of like a smoky, kind of, you know, not difficult to see, and honestly I didn't even notice it until I put these two together and then started wearing the 3, and I was like, whoa, that's an improvement. Wow, I'm impressed. Now what I'm saying, the 2X wasn't difficult to read, it's just in certain lighting conditions it would be more difficult to see lettering in certain times. I'd have to move the watch differently. With the 3, I have noticed it is clearer and you can see much better in different lighting conditions. So that, in my opinion, is an overall improvement. They also kept the solar panel, or the Gorilla Glass, the power glass is what they call it, for pulling in that light, which we'll discuss in the solar powered section. Next is the materials of it. They did upgrade the materials. Now the 2X was specifically all polymer. They did upgrade to an aluminum, which you can see this is an aluminum bezel with polymer overlay. I don't know how much that's going to make a difference, to tell you the truth. Granted, they are trying new things. That's awesome on Garmin's behalf, in my opinion. You're trying out different materials and whatnot. In my opinion, the 2X Solar was very indestructible in my military career. And that is where I'm pulling a lot of my data from, because that's where I use it all the time, which is, you know, I'm pretty abusive towards these watches. Let's dive into the solar aspect of it. Now, I did some rudimentary tests, in my opinion, out in the backyard, every single day, stuff like that, just testing to see, is the solar power an improvement? And personally, I have saw or witnessed about a 15% increase in the solar capability over the second gen to the third gen. Not a huge amount, but it is increasing. That is awesome. I thank you, Garmin, for increasing the capabilities, right? So you're not getting a heck of a lot of improvement, but you are getting some more battery life. These both are, in a way, indefinite or unlimited GPS watch, or a battery watch. So meaning if you get 50 to 100 lux hours of light to the bezel every single day, you can keep this watch going for an insanely long amount of time, especially when we dive into not satellites. Let's roll over to power saver mode, right? Let's dive in here. I'll even show. If we go to, it was at 6 days and it bumped it to 14 days, right? Not a lot, okay? I'm very low on the battery scale on this, but of course, you know, depending on which one it is, this one will probably show more just because I have more battery life to it. right? 24, and it went to 59 days. So that's not representative of the watch. This watch will do a little bit more. It's just we're almost on the very last leg of battery power because I've been wearing it quite a bit. Next is the UI. The user interface of these watches are almost identical, but they did make some improvements. Garmin did go in and kind of rough out or smooth out a lot of the rough edges of the UI system. It is a more elegant UI system to manage, to get around, to organize, stuff like that than the 2X. Not a huge upgrade, but I appreciate Garmin taking the time to do that, right? They're improving minor things over time to get more proficiency out of it. This watch here, the new one, is lighter than the older one. It is lighter by about 9 grams. This is 58 grams, and this was 67 grams. So we are getting lighter, and we are getting more capability. That is exactly what a military folk like me want to see. I want to hear. Military personnel want to hear you're keeping or increasing your capabilities, but you're lightening your load. That is awesome. Thank you, Garmin, for doing that. Next is the memory. This is 168 megabytes, which originally it was 64. So we got an improvement. We doubled it. Awesome. You can upload more data. You can put more watch faces. Whatever you want to do, the memory has increased, which again, awesome. Next, we did increase or add some applications into this, right? We now have the nap setting, we have sleep coach, and a big one is the Sat IQ system, meaning it's kind of an intelligent system that uses the global GNSS systems, meaning different satellite systems like GLONASS, Galileo, and other ones out there like GPS. All of those, it'll sense which one is more accurate at the time, and it'll move between them, giving you more accuracy. Now, this can be done manually. You can turn that off, or you can do it and leave it on automatic, depending on what your battery life you want it to be. Next, for training and planning. If you're an individual that likes to plan out workouts, you actually have that capability now. You have the capability to organize and plan out how you want things to pop up throughout your workout and whatnot. So it makes it a little more efficient. You can pair it to your phone, use your phone, and kind of adapt and make your own profiles, in essence, of your workouts, which is super cool. Next, multi-sport transmission or transition. So it'll transition to, say you're running and you want to go to climbing, and it's maybe a relay race of some kind, or you're doing, different types of stages along the way. This watch now has the capability of automatically transitioning into a new sport mode to track you. So that's pretty cool as well, in my opinion. Now, getting to the price, of course. The Instinct 3 is $550. So this is the tactical version. It's the highest premium one they make. This, $500. This is the 2X Solar. Now, you can find these for used, of course. So it's a $50 increase. Arguable, not that big of an increase in general. Along with actually one other thing is they did not, from my understanding, upgrade the heart rate monitor. They might have tweaked it a little bit. This is actually flat. And then this one here is going to be more of a bubble. But from what I can hear is it's still the 4th generation heart rate monitor, but it is not the upgraded 5th gen. So I imagine they tweaked it, but I haven't noticed any issues. It still does track heart rate and other things very effectively. But getting back to the price and my recommendation for this watch. Is it worth it for you to upgrade? Let's say you have a 2X and you're thinking about a 3. Yes, there's potential wiggle room there, but again, not a ton of upgrades. They did do a lot of minor things. In my opinion, they just roughed out all the edges or smoothed out all the rough edges of this watch, making it more user-friendly, in my opinion. And if you like that and want that, then absolutely I would send it. But if you have the 2X and you're happy with it, it's going to be harder to make that jump. Now, if you're interested in both of these watches and you don't own one, I would say just go for the 3 because it's more refined and it's only $50 more. Like, you're getting a lot more capability, plus it's going to be a newer generation that's going to feed more updates in the long run. Now, if you can find a really good used one, I suppose you can send it. That'll help out a lot too, depending, but I know a lot of people like these watches and they don't honestly sell too much because once people buy them, they like it. The Instinct series just works. Again, if you guys are interested in these watches, please consider using my Amazon links in the description box below. It does help the channel out. So you don't spend any money whatsoever, and some of the proceeds come to me so I can buy other watches and then literally show you. So it's like this, you know, pay it forward in essence mindset. So I can show you more watches and more experience with me wearing them. So I greatly appreciate that. Other than that, this is the Garmin Instinct 3 Solar Tactical. Here's the 2X. This was the comparison. Is it worth it? Yes, they did put some upgrades into it. I do like the direction they're going. Garmin, keep going. That I appreciate it. Awesome. Let's just keep going and let's see what next year has to offer or the next generation. I'm super stoked in that. If this video takes off and has a lot of stuff or a lot of views, likes, that kind of stuff, I will consider getting the AMOLED version of this and then also comparing. So potentially that. Share it around, see if we can get a lot of likes and views on this. Other than that, I hope y'all have a great day.